In the enchanting city of Savannah, Georgia, under the veil of moss-draped oaks, lived a mother-in-law named Evelyn. Now, dear reader, do not presume me a wicked old woman from the start. My story, I believe, is one of justice triumphing over deceit. My son Robert always had a heart too kind and a mind too trusting. He fell for a woman named Laura, and though I welcomed her into our family, I soon started to notice unsettling changes. Laura came from a wealthy family and had the world at her feet. She was charming, no doubt, but there was an air of entitlement that I couldn't ignore. She would often mock Robert's modest upbringing, belittle his achievements, and attempt to drive a wedge between him and his friends. I remained silent for the longest time, hoping she would change, but I could not stand idle as I watched my son lose his spark. One evening, Laura planned a grand party at our house, inviting her high society friends. She insisted that Robert and I stay in the background, as she didn't want us to embarrass her. It was the last straw. I hatched a plan, one that would not hurt her physically, but would expose her true nature. The night of the party, I greeted her guests with the warmth and grace she so often pretended to exude. As the night progressed, I mingled and engaged in polite conversation, subtly dropping hints about Laura's behavior. It didn't take long for the whispers to start. Laura, oblivious to it all, was basking in the attention of her friends. I had also, unbeknownst to her, arranged for some of Robert's childhood friends to attend the party. They weren't as polished as her usual crowd, but they were genuine, kind-hearted people. Their presence, in stark contrast to Laura's superficial friends, started to shift the mood of the gathering. As the night drew to a close, Laura's carefully constructed facade began to crumble. Her friends, now aware of her true nature, started to distance themselves. Robert, seeing the stark difference between his wife's friends and his own, realized the truth. He confronted Laura, and for the first time she was at a loss for words. In the days that followed, Laura's social standing took a hit. She was no longer the charming, untouchable socialite she once was. Robert, heartbroken but resolute, decided to move on. He reconnected with his old friends and, in time, found someone who valued him for who he truly was. As for me, I found peace in knowing that justice had prevailed, not through violence or harm, but through the simple act of revealing the truth. And though I had lost a daughter-in-law, I had regained my son.